Let me tell you a story about a man. This man in early 2014 decided to watch all the Gundam anime out there. Over a year later, exhausted and nowhere near the end of his journey, this man has decided to tell his opinion of the franchise's black sheep to the world. That is my story about this recommendation in a nutshell. Now to start the video about an anime where people in big robots fight in a martial arts tournament. In the distant future, war no longer exists, and in its place is a martial arts tournament called the Gundam Fight that is held every 4 years on Earth. The winner of the fight gives his nation the right to rule the universe till the next one. Under this tournament is a darker story. A super weapon was developed by a scientist and his son called the Devil Gundam, which has fallen to Earth. This Gundam has the potential to wipe out every last bit of humanity. The story stars our hero Domon Kashu, who is the fighter that represents Neo-Japan in the Gundam fight. Domon is also tasked with destroying the Devil Gundam, which is a constant threat to the unknowing humanity. Along with his mechanical expert, Rain Mikamura, he must balance winning the fights for his country and stopping a massive death machine. Along the way, Domon makes friends and enemies with other pilots, and the tournament unfolds into something a little more sinister. One thing I should address is how G Gundam compares to other Gundam series. My perspective isn't perfect, since I've only seen Gundam series before this, not after, so everything from Wing onward I have no opinion on. One thing I can say though is that G Gundam, comparatively, stings less. If Gundam is lemonade, then Zeta Gundam is limeade. G Gundam is pink lemonade. Similar taste, but a bit sweeter and more palatable. One major difference is less character deaths, especially when it comes to pilots. Mech design wise, holy shit! Some, like the God Gundam, kick ass, while others, like the Tequila Gundam, are so fucking stupid! I mean, look at this device, and tell me you can take it seriously. Thought so. The Devil Gundam, though, looks pretty sweet, especially when it morphs and changes. Thematically, the series has similar overall moral of the other Gundam titles. Protect the Earth. That is the ultimate goal of both the main characters and the villain. Except for one villain, actually. How they go about protecting the Earth is what decides their place on the moral compass, and there lies the biggest issue I have with G Gundam. It is very black and white. I mean, the final villain tries to use the Devil Gundam to devour the Earth. It doesn't get more black and white than that. The series being this way makes it much less dynamic. But I'm okay with this because, well, the whole series is vastly different from other Gundam titles already. This series values masculinity and the way of the fist, while other Gundams steer toward femininity and fighting being displayed purely as negative. G Gundam is ultimately sold as a series about sport, while other Gundam titles are about war. G Gundam is a more hot-blooded shonen action, while other Gundam titles are more political war dramas. Since G Gundam is consistent with its differences, I can't really fault that because it is clearly the intentions. Visually, for a 1994 to 1995 anime, it looks great. Gundam has always had a way to flex its budget, and this is no exception. And compared to its predecessor, Victory Gundam, this anime is a visual masterpiece. The biggest fault, ultimately, is a problem of the times, and that is a clear difference in detail when something is either stationary or moving. Gundams, while moving, are animated really well, but they show, very clearly, less shading and detail. But I have to keep in account the time in which this came out, so I can't fault it there either. But one thing I can fault it for is using a bunch of stock footage in the first 10 or so episodes. Now that got grating. Sound-wise, the series is filled with a few catchy tunes that you'll hear a lot. I remember anticipating certain tracks when fights heat up, or when emotional moments strike. The first opening theme, though, got a little grating at times, but the second opening is much better. Other than that, there isn't much to say. Some got stuck in my head, so it did its job. Now to address the translation. The dub is definitely a product of the times, but it's available fairly easy on YouTube. I would recommend the sub for sure, or the DVDs, if you can find them for an affordable price. Yeah, like that's going to happen. There are a few differences in translation too. The biggest being the names of the God Gundam and the Devil Gundam. They were changed to the Burning Gundam and the Dark Gundam respectively. They supposedly did this to prevent offending Christians, but really now, you don't want to offend Christians, but you let the Tequila Gundam episode air? That baffles me. All in all though, Mobile Fighter G Gundam is fun. Some might be turned off by how different or silly it can be, but if you can turn off your brain, then you'll be in for a wild ride. Also, the series is really fun to quote. Proven by me, who quotes it from time to time myself. This hand of mine is burning red. Its loud roar tells me to defeat you! And such. If you can watch a 49 episode anime, because there's some people who for some reason can't, I recommend this series to you. But under one condition. You watch another Gundam series first, unless you don't plan on watching any others. Thematically, this series is a poor gateway Gundam series, so instead I would redirect those people to either Gundam Wing for 90s fans or Gundam 00 for modern viewers. Both of those are supposed to be great and aren't inhibited as much by a large timeline like Zeta Gundam. If you are already a Gundam fan and haven't seen G Gundam, give it a shot. You probably won't regret it.